Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Barry. I go by the pen name BB Fryer or Benedict. If you want to follow me on any of my social medias or visit my website, they'll all be linked in the description below. Thank you for finding this channel. On this channel we're going to be talking about every aspect of from writing all the way up to publishing. And on today's video we're talking about the mistakes that I made. And oh boy, where there's some mistakes. So let's look back at my first couple of books. The first couple of books were written a couple of years ago, and I chose to, after a couple of years, to publish them. And I made a couple of mistakes because I rushed. I rushed into getting them published. And if you're going to write, if you're going to produce a book, publish a book, please don't go rushing into it. I did, and afterwards, once it was published, I started going through and going, what the heck? This doesn't look right. That's not there. What have I done wrong? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I done that? And one of the main things I noticed, and if you've looked at my first book, which is called Silence of Ashcombe Abbey, you'll notice that the ebook actually has a different cover to the paperback or the hardback. And that's because the mistake I made, I went with the original idea of the first front cover. I'll put it here so you can see what it looks like. And then when I when I did the second book, which was The Last Conclave, that cover did not kind of match the first cover, and the first cover then started to look more childlike rather than what I wanted it to look like. And so obviously I went back and redid the cover for Silence. By the way, this is the new cover, which is on the present paperback and hardback. I've still not changed the one for the ebook, but I will do later this year. Because I rushed it, there were several things missing. Like I said, the cover didn't look to how I wanted it to look, but then there were several different bits missing, especially in both. Well, actually, in the first three, in Silence and Conclave, and my previous book, the last book I put out there, which was Nobody Gets Left Alone, there were things missing, which I've done. Obviously, I've now done in the new release on the 1st of August. Things like copyright page. There's a copyright page missing from the first three. Well, actually, not in the third one in Nobody, because I actually updated that and put it in. But there's copyright page missing, author page missing, contents page missing, things like that. Just simple things which I should have put in, which I never did. But to be fair, the copyright page is not that important in the UK. There's something in the UK which I've got the note on the other screen, which when you produce a original book, original idea, and you've wrote it and you've published it, that actually copyright is automatically implied. So we don't, unlike, I think it's America, I'm not sure if it is America or not, or other countries, but other countries require you to pay for a copyright. In the UK, we don't. It's automatically applied to a original, as long as it's an original, as long as you've not used AI or something like that. It's got to be original, and then it's implied. But I'll put it in the screen somewhere where you can actually see what I'm talking about. So yeah, those are the few things I missed off from my first couple of books. Well, like I said, the first three books. They are now in the latest book, which is Smoke Over Soho. So one of the things, the other thing I noticed, and a few people noticed, actually my mother-in-law, one thing that she did say, was, why do I centralise all my writing in my book? If you get a normal book, I haven't got one close by, but if you get a standard book, most people justify all the writing. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be slightly different. So mine are all centralised, and for me, that's the way I write. I don't want to write justified. I write centralised, and then I know what's going where. And when somebody's speaking, there's a separate line for the next person speaking, things like that. So yeah, people have noticed that. Especially my mother-in-law, she did notice that. And she also noticed that a few things I missed off on the first couple of books, actually first three, I keep saying couple of books, but I've done three, was the year they're set in, which I never thought about when I was writing them, never thought about what year they would be set in. I knew the kind of background of the books, I knew kind of, what's the right word, kind of age range I'd like the books, but not what year they're done. My latest one, which like I said comes out on the 1st of August, does have a year in which is based in 1970s. So things like that, when you're writing and you're going to produce, publish, think of things like that, because I never did, and I kind of regret. I will be doing after the next one's published. I have wrote chapter 1 of the second one in the series, but I will be going back and updating and doing a second edition of both Silence and Conclave, just so they're more in line with the other books. Other things I noticed, I've noticed, actually my partner noticed, not writing partner, my personal partner, noticed that I didn't do book promotion for the first three. Don't get me wrong, I sold a few, but I didn't do the book promotion like I have done for the Smoke Over Soho, which is, like I think I've said it before, it's the first one in a series of books. And I've really concentrated on doing book promotions. I've posted on social medias and shared it with groups I'm a part of and things like that. So, yeah, book promotion. I think that's one of the important things. And because I'm not well organised, I think I said in the previous video, or no, actually, I think it says on my author bit on the back of my book, that in my other work, I'm not just an author, but in my other work, I'm also a minister. And so, if I'm not that organised, because I do a lot of my work concentrating on that rather than my books. I do my books in my spare time. And so, one thing was suggested to me, and I actually checked up on it first, was to make sure I do a planner, make sure I do a plan for the whole month. I will include a picture of the one I've got somewhere on the screen. And that really helps. It helps to plan out what you're writing, what chapter you're on, whether you've edited that chapter, whether you're going to wait till the end of the book to then edit the whole book. I personally edit chapter after chapter rather than wait till the end and then edit the whole book. So having a planner to do that really helps set out what you're going to do with your book. Excuse me. And so that's what I do when I'm coming up to when I'm doing my books, writing my books. Like I said, I've done chapter 1 of the second book in the series following this Smoke Over Soho, sorry. So that's written. I'm halfway through the editing of it because I have noticed, again, mistakes in that one. And so that's what I tend to do. And it also keeps me on track because I've got so much to do within my church work. I have to have a separate planner and diary for that. And so I have it all on my computer now. So I know when I sit down at my computer, I know what I'm doing on certain days. Like I said, you've seen it on the picture I've shown. So you'll know exactly what I'm doing certain days and when my day off of church work is, when I can do some work on books and things like that. So always make sure you've got a planner so you know what you're doing. But yeah, mistakes. Don't, if you're going to be writing a book and you're going to be producing it and publishing it, don't worry about the mistakes. I made some. I think nearly every author makes mistakes. Somewhere on the line they make a mistake on something. So don't panic if you make a mistake, but just don't publish the book until you've corrected all the mistakes. Like I said, my first couple, they are out there now. People who've got the copies, people who've got the original cover have got like one off now, and people who are now ordering the book now have the new cover, and it still doesn't feel right because, like I said, I've missed out the contents of the book, the copyright page and things like that, which they really need to be in. So yeah, if you're going to do that, make sure you've got things in. I'll put something together this coming week so you know what's supposed to be in your book. There is, if you don't want to follow mine, there's quite a few other authors who have done lists to keep you up to date of what you should have in the book and what shouldn't be in the book and things like that. So I'll get that done this week and post it on my YouTube, on the postings on YouTube. But that's what I wanted to say about this week. I'm going to try and post regarding videos on YouTube. I'm going to try and post either Monday or Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I'm going to try and do it for Mondays like I've been doing, but I don't know because Monday's my church work. Tuesday's usually my day off, so I might get it done on Tuesday. I might get it posted up on Tuesday. But do keep checking out because you'll find out then. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it at the moment. If you do like this video or any of my videos, do give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't mind either. I don't mind criticism. But don't forget to subscribe as well. Cost you nothing, and you keep up to date with what videos I'm putting out. All my links to my social medias will be in the description below. And please go and follow my social media because again, I do keep them up to date so you'll find out what's happening. But anyway, for now, thanks for watching. I'm Barry, otherwise known as BB Fryer or Benedict. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I look forward to sharing the rest of the journey with you. And until next time, happy reading, and remember, every mystery begins with a simple question. Goodbye for now.